New details about Meghan Markle's diva behavior from her original Vanity Fair cover shoot. Meghan, difficult? Say it ain't so. Meghan Markle's first Vanity Fair cover was for the October 2017 issue, and it was highly significant because it was the first time she publicly spoke about her relationship with Prince Harry. The headline, in my opinion, innocently read, "She's just wild about Harry." Of course, a play on words referencing Meghan's relationship with Prince Harry and Judy Garland, Hollywood royalty, one of her most famous songs, "I'm Just Wild About Harry." Meghan, then an actress on Suits, discussed her career, identity, and most notably, her romance with Prince Harry, because why else would Vanity Fair want to interview an actress being written off of a cable TV drama? Meghan told Vanity Fair, "We're in love. I'm sure there will be a time when we will have to come forward and present ourselves and have stories to tell. But I hope what people will understand is that this is our time." Now, it was photographed by Peter Lindbergh, known for his natural, minimalistic photography style. Meghan, according to Valentine Lowe and Tom Bauer, did not love the look, but I thought it was a beautiful picture. I still think it's a beautiful picture of Meghan, and the interview was considered a success from a fan point of view. Meghan had largely remained quiet aside from wearing Harry's initials around her neck. She'd, remained quiet about their relationship up until that point. So from a fan perspective, like this, you were eating this stuff up. Now, some royal insiders felt the cover was too soon and too bold because it was just a few months before their engagement announcement. But inside the palace, people knew that they were engaged to be married. And critics, although there were only a few at the time, oh, how times have changed, saw it as a Hollywood style PR move, saw it as Meghan trying to utilize the British royal family to elevate herself. But the reality is, it did. The cover catapulted Meghan into even greater public awareness, setting the stage for that transition from actress to Duchess. It's Meghan Sussex now. And thanks to a new book, we're getting insight into this life changing opportunity that Meghan later accused being racist. Now, it's ex-Vanity Fair editor Graydon Carter, who recently spoke to Page Six about Princess Diana and Meghan Markle, accusing Markle, it's Sussex now, of being adrift on reality. He told Page Six he took over the magazine in July 1992 after having founded this satirical publication called Spy. Now, Nikki Gostin, who I love, she's been on the To Die For Daily podcast, reports that he writes in his new memoir, "When the Going Was Good," comes out on Tuesday. The first couple of years at Vanity Fair were dreadful. "The atmosphere was so poisonous, I wouldn't even bring my family into the office," he writes, explaining that some staffers, still loyal to former editor-in-chief Tina Brown, were deeply hostile towards him. I know you know the name Tina Brown here too. We report on her often as well. Carter, who went on to found digital newsletter Airmail, described his 25 years at Vanity Fair as hard work swathed in cashmere. Now, one of his last Vanity Fair covers before he stepped down in late 2017 was Meghan Markle. Now, he says Jane Sarkin, who booked our covers, came in and said, "We should do a cover on Meghan Markle." He said to the Post, "Well, I have no idea who that is." So then Jane says back to him, "She's on Suits." I said, "I have no idea what that is. Why should we do a story on her?" So Jane explained to him, "Because she's going to marry Prince Harry." Now, who would whisper that in Jane's ear? It wasn't public knowledge yet. Perhaps someone at Sunshine Sacks, I allegedly, who, it's just a suggestion. And now Carter laughs, remembering how at one point during Meghan's interview, she challenged the reporter, saying, "Excuse me, is this going to be all about Prince Harry? Because I thought we were going to be talking about my charities and my philanthropy." The only reason why I hesitate to believe this is true is because we know how Annoyingly, she refers to that man as H. Okay. Is this all going to be about H? That's what I would believe. I'd believe that sentence. I mean, I actually do believe this exchange happened, but it would just be so on brand for Meghan if it was H. If it was H. Now, raising his eyebrow, he says to my friend Nikki Gostin of Meghan Markle, this woman is slightly adrift on the facts and reality. Page 6 writes, the editor was friendly with Markle's late mother-in-law, Princess Diana, and had co-hosted the 1994 party for which Diana donned her so-called revenge dress in supposed retaliation for the televised admission of adultery by her then husband, Prince Charles. He's a king now. He remembers sitting next to Diana at several dinners. She was very intrigued and kept asking questions. She wanted to know how Jackie Kennedy was treated by the Kennedy family, because I think she felt there were some parallels between how Jackie was treated and the way she was treated by the royal family. Carter believes that Princess Diana would not be happy with her son, Harry, his current estrangement from the royal family. He said, I would think she would feel great sorrow for her son to have been pulled away from his family like this, especially his brother, but also his father. Anytime someone comes between siblings, that's a disaster, horrible for a family. Now, years later, Valentine Lowe would reveal to us that Meghan and Prince Harry considered that Vanity Fair headline racist. According to Lowe, now this is from his book Courtiers, Meghan and Prince Harry were not happy with the headline and pointed out its similarity to the song I'm Just Wild About Harry, which had been performed by Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney in blackface in the 1939 film Babes in Arms. Totally different time. I think we all recognize that and acknowledge it, and it would not be done today. On the cover of the magazine, the article headline says she's just wild about Harry, and it talked about how she's burst onto the scene thanks to her boyfriend. Now, Lowe's source added that the couple tried to get Vanity Fair to change the headline on its digital version because they thought it had been racially motivated. And P.S., the headline online still reads, Meghan Markle, wild about Harry. According to Tom Bower's book, Revenge, Prince Harry gave Meghan a list of sensitive topics to avoid ahead of the Vanity Fair interview: Donald Trump, race, their relationship, and, well, him. Bauer says the interview with Vanity Fair reporter Sam Kashner was supposed to focus on Markle's philanthropy in the 100th episode of the USA series Suits. Now, Kashner asked Markle about her relationship at one point without expecting her to answer, but of course she did. Tell me about Harry, he said, to which Meghan replied, we're a couple, we're in love. And then she did the whole thing, but we're happy. I love a great love story, yada, yada, yada. The Vanity Fair profile sparked a reaction from the British media and the royals, according to Tom Bower's book. Meghan's unprecedented brazenness took Buckingham Palace by surprise, Tom Bower says, and electrified the British media. The interview triggered sensational reactions. Meghan had used her relationship to promote herself. The Hollywoodization of the royal family had sealed Meghan's fate as Harry's fiancée. When Meghan saw pre-publication copies of her profile, the book claims that she called her PR firm at the time, Sunshine Sachs, and hysterically described Buckingham Palace's fury over the headline. She does strike me as the type of gal that would push it off on Buckingham Palace, like the bigger entity, to try to scare Sunshine Sachs into doing what she wanted them to do. And initially, they wanted Vanity Fair to bow down to Meghan's requirements that she be presented to the world as a philanthropist and as an activist. In Bower's book, he says, Sunshine Sachs, say that 5 times fast, had demanded that the magazine satisfy Meghan's requirement that she be presented as a philanthropist and activist without considering one problem. Vanity Fair's researchers could find no evidence of her global philanthropy and activism. Bower says Vanity Fair's fact checkers had trouble specifically verifying some of Meghan's stories about being a kid, writing to P&G to change their slogan, and that response from former First Lady Hillary Clinton. He claims that Meghan, when she saw that this story specifically and the letter from Clinton and all of that was excluded from the piece, she picks up the phone, calls Kashner, and told him that they couldn't be friends after she read this profile. I thought this could have been an actual friendship, Bauer tells us. She told Vanity Fair reporter Sam Kashner after reading the profile. I don't now think that can happen. Oh, shucks. The book also suggested, this is revenge, that Meghan's dad, Thomas Markle, knew that Clinton and Procter & Gamble had not replied to Meghan, as she has claimed over and over and over and over again. And that he had invented the success story, allegedly. But back to former Vanity Fair editor Graydon Carter. If you recognize the name, he's also made some other pretty blunt observations in the past about Harry and Meghan, claiming that the marriage between the two will last years rather than decades. He said, I think she has run rings around poor Harry and gotten what she wanted: notoriety, money, and a title. His usefulness to her diminishes daily. That's burn. That's a sick one. Carter also bets that Meghan wouldn't return to acting if she had the opportunity. He says if there is a Real Housewives of Montecito show in the works, she'd be a shoo-in. He doesn't really even understand their desire to live in Montecito, saying there's nothing to do there, absolutely nothing to do there. He explained it's a 40-minute drive from LA. There can't be many kids there because young families can't afford it. He also said the Sussexes will live to regret not keeping in touch with the royal family. Quote, that will come back to haunt them at a certain point. They have no cousins that they see, or uncles or aunts, and they don't see grandparents except for one, Doria Ragland. He also astutely pointed out that Harry and Meghan risk overexposure. And this was years ago that he said this. He said, they have too much attention. For people like that, unavailability is your greatest asset. If you're out there too much, the public has a chance to get sick of you. I think they've made every wrong move you can make. I think we've hit that. I think we've gotten there. I think the public's sick of you. All right. Well, agree with Mr. Carter, disagree with him. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey Schofield.